Hi everyone. SQL Server not null constraint. By default, a column in a database or table can hold null values, but the not null constraint enforces a column to not accept null values. This enforces a field to always contain a value, which means that you cannot insert a new record or update a record without adding a value to this field. So to show the not lol constraint uses, I'm going to create a new table called persons with ID, which is imposed as not null, last name, first name, varchar not null type, and is int, which can accept null values. So once I execute, I'll try to refresh the database to see the newly created table. Here it is dbo.persons with the column names ID, last name, first name, age. Age can accepts null values here. None of the key or constants are being applied. So not null constraint, if you add a column specified at not null, that means to ID column last name or first name which is specified with not null, they will not be able to accept the null values in their associated records. So let's try to add a record. So after adding the record, I'll try to see it. So age can accept null values in it. So here that it shows the inserted values as I added through this query. Now I'll be able to add this null L1, F1 and null as the, so will it be able to accept ID null values into it? No, because due to the not null constraint imposed on ID value, it will not be able to add any null value into it. That is why you will get this error. I'm going to insert another one row into it with specifying a different ID, last name, first name, and yeah, I'll keep the age value as null as well. Execute, and I want to see this. Yes, two records are entered to the table successfully. Now, as my age column is able to accept null values, can I change or can I impose the not null constraint on the age field or age column as well? Yes, it's possible through this query. So alter table, which table, that is persons, then alter column age int not null. So if I will execute this, yeah, so cannot insert the value null into the column. Why it's saying so? Because the age column in the table is already having null values. That's why we cannot successfully impose the not null constraint on age column of persons. So what we can do, we have to delete all the records from the age from the table. So there is nothing now. So we have deleted everything from there. Now let's try to insert a row and let's see what record do we have. Okay, so now it has null already. I made a mistake. I need to delete everything from the table in order to add the not null constraint on the age. Yes. So now I'll be able to do it. And after altering the table with the age column to be for accepting the not null values, and now I will insert the null value for age and see it showing the conflict as not null constraint is imposed on the age column. That is why. Okay. Now, if you want to remove the not null constraint, you could do like this: alter table name, alter column age int null. From not null, I changed it to null. And let's try to execute this one row affected. And I want to see this as well. And here, let's say I want to change the age value to 30 where it has a null in the table. So how to do it? Let me do one thing. I will insert another record into it. ID, last name, first name. Will I be able to enter INT? So 20. Let's see whether I'll be entered to. Yes, it's possible and successfully executed. So now I have two rows. Suppose I want to change this age where it has a null to 30. How to do it? You can do it in this way. Update table name, set what value do you need for the age column where the age value is null. So if you update this, it will execute, and once you want to see the result here, it is being changed successfully. So this is all about your not null constraint.